I mean,
Alright.
to be fair, like, we leave that Battletoads music on for a while every single week.
Yeah. We're live now, though.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We're embedded. Okay.
Yeah, I got us embedded over on GTT Radio.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool, found it.
So hopefully that works. We'll see what happens. It'll be
Seems
the
like it's
longest.
working.
It'll be the
Oh,
longest
wow.
we've done it in bed. We usually do them for
Oh,
like 10
okay.
minutes. Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't break.
Oh man. Okay. Got my
All right,
cards.
Before you ask if we're ready, I'm not. I'm going to take
Yeah.
just a second and type out my fucking trivia.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking ramble my way through this.
I kind of feel called out by that.
Yeah. What the fuck, John?
Oh, it's me completely. Go listen to the last episode. I'm like, I can't word this. No, I'm going to fucking type it out.
Yeah.
Trivia is, fuck, I can't word this. This is a game. All right, third song.
This game has several tracks of music and a main character.
Exactly. That, it doesn't even apply to my game.
It takes
Jesus.
place
That's
in a
gotta be.
city.
Yeah. There's a city or two.
Oh shit, that was the theme?
The Twin City, if you will.
No, this isn't games that takes place featuring cities plural.
Oh. So just one
Can't
city?
be more than one.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm so boned. I should have went with that Sex in the City Telltale Adventure game.
God, I hope that's real. I know it's not.
From the makers of The Walking Dead and Sex in the City. Their choices matter.
Are you a Miranda or a Charlotte?
Samantha remembers that you made that decision.
See, I know so little about that show that I don't know any character names. I literally know them by the actresses, and I only know 3 of them.
I know the name Samantha. I know Mr. Big. Is there a...
Charlotte,
No, I don't. I did not know that until you mentioned it.
Miranda.
That sounds familiar. I may have come up with that, but probably not.
Joey Jojo, Junior Shabadoo.
Yes. That's the worst name I've ever heard.
Because I know there's
Carrie
Kim
Jo-
Cattrall,
Carrie-
Sarah Jessica Parker, Cynthia Nixon, and the one who has dark hair.
Damn, dude. You got a player like that?
That's what I was going to say. It's like, I only know 3 actresses. I know nothing else about this show. I presume there is sex in some form of city.
Remember when we watched the first episode and the last episode of it?
Yeah.
David?
Do I?
That was rough.
That was a terrible idea. It's almost like we should never speak of that podcast ever again.
I'm concerned, David, that you only know 3 actresses. Like, there's a lot more out there.
not even actresses on Sex and the City. David can only name 3 actresses.
I only know 3 actresses. It just so happens that they were all on Sex in the City.
You got lucky.
Never learned that fourth though. Yeah. Oh wow! Look at this show. It's got the 3 actresses I know,
And what's
some
her
other
face?
dark-haired woman.
Also, isn't Cynthia Nixon like a politician now?
I
Yes.
think so. Yeah.
Or she was
Okay.
at one time. I don't know.
Yeah, she ran for something earlier.
Anyway, now I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready to not talk about Sex in the City ever again, and I'm ready to
Ever.
begin a show.
All right.
Until next week.
Mhm.
All right, guys, you ready for the countdown?
Can't wait for next week's theme.
Sex in the City.
Games with sex.
All right. 5, 4.
What did we say? Countdown.
Oh, yeah, I did. Are you guys ready?
Nobody responded, so I assume that. nobody
Yes,
was ready.
I'm ready. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Jesse, you ready?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
counting with you.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We've got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We've got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we've got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, guys. Welcome back. Game That Tune in the house for episode 278. And my goodness, thank you for joining us. If you're just joining us here at Game That Tune, we are going to listen to some video game tunes. We're each going to try and guess each other's games based on the songs that we've selected with a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off and have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And our winner, a couple weeks ago, not last week, we took a week off. Winner on our last episode was me. And I picked a fantastic theme of games with big-ass cities. I want to talk about games with cities. I thought it was a pretty good theme. It rules out a lot of games that don't have a setting.
You said cities.
Yes.
Oh,
great big cities. Big old cities.
I completely misheard you.
No.
Big, round, voluptuous cities.
Right. Big, bouncing cities.
Shit.
Creamy, white cities.
Motorboatable cities.
Exactly. Cities that you want to motorboat.
Venice?
Jesus Christ, guys. Yes. Strictly Venice. And maybe a couple of places in Thailand. I don't know.
Possibly some places on the East Coast.
Right. Yeah. Miami in a few years. But yeah, no, it's games with cities. It's like I said, a theme focused on settings. Pretty much if good chance if a game takes place in a world, there's probably a city in that world. It only rules out a few games here, fellas. But I think we've all got some fond memories of some big wide open adventure games or some fun levels, from classic games taking place in cool cities, running on top of girders and things, construction zones, tall buildings to be traversed and or knocked down. There's plenty of action going on in video game cities, and I think we got it on this one. I think it's going to be a good show. We got 5 fantastic games. We've got a fantastic fan request, and Johnny, we really just got to hop right into it, man. So let's beat the streets and start game 1.
Game 1.
March 2016,
Am I the only one still hearing music as he's talking?
I heard
thought
it
I
for a
heard
little
music
bit, but now
too.
it's gone.
I started fading.
Okay, yeah.
I started fading when Jesse started talking, and yeah, it was still
Oh.
going.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's was talking over like a solid 10 seconds of music at least.
It's still like
I thought it
minute
was-
left.
Oh, really? I thought it was over.
Jesus, Jesse.
Oh well.
Shit. I thought it was over. My bad.
It is
But,
now.
yeah, good. So in March 2016, an advertising company helped out or collaborated with this with Square Enix to do a contest where people got to vote on who to kill in the game, either Gary Cole or Gary Busey, and the winning actor would get use their voice and be like CG'd into the game. And eventually Gary Busey won the contest. So there's a
course.
mission in this game where you get to go and kill Gary Busey.
Who would ever vote for Gary Cole?
All right, let's see what you guys got. Trivia is probably pretty easy to
Shit.
Google. Oh man, fuck with John.
There we go.
Oh, I see what you did. So Johnny said Shantae Triple X. Close.
I
No.
wish that game existed.
David said Hitman, which is correct, and John said Bret Hart 3, and he's nicknamed the Hitman, and I'll allow it. So,
We got there. It was a long
yeah.
walk, but we got there.
This is the Hitman game, specifically the 2016 version. It was, you've probably heard of the series. I don't know if you guys ever played any of the games before.
I have not. I've heard of it, but I've never actually played a Hitman game.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed to admit that no, I have not played a Hitman game before. It seems like it's something that should have been right up my alley this entire time.
Yeah,
Surprising no one, I have never played Hitman.
No, that's no
Yeah.
surprise.
So the 2016 version is my first one that I've played, and so far I gotta say it is really, really cool. It reminds me a lot of like Metal Gear Solid as far as like stealthiness and like fucking with people while you're being hidden and stuff.
Mhm.
But in this one, unlike Metal Gear Solid 5, I won't get upset every time the character talks, and it's not David Hayter, because Agent 47 was never David Hayter, and that's a whole nother can of worms. But so there's that. But like each level is like this real big, like elaborate area that's Like in one of the levels I'm at now is in Marrakesh, and like so you got like the markets, you got this area that's like under military control, and you're trying to get to like these two different targets, and so like each area is like almost like a little just game itself because they're so big and interactive, and you're constantly like trying to sneak around. You're listening to people like talk about interesting things that could help you on your mission. Maybe, oh, so and so has this guy coming to deliver flowers, and you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna go find that guy delivering flowers and knock him out and put on his outfit and show up to the place with flowers in my hand, and they'll just let me right in. And there's like
it's a classic Hitman move. You conceal a gun inside of a box of flowers. I mean, that's classic shit.
Well, you don't necessarily have to use a gun. Like in one mission in Paris, which is a pretty big city, you're at a big like fashion show. And,
hang on, let me fact check that. Yes, it is.
David checking the size of these cities as we go along.
It's pretty big. And
Paris really a series of villages.
Yeah.
Game over.
Oh shit! Not again.
But so you kill somebody at a fashion show?
Yeah. So it's crazy. Like, you basically you don't want to kill anybody except the people you're supposed to kill. Which I've accidentally killed a few people, but so like you're in France and you figure out that this guy, he really likes this very specific drink. So like you dress up as like one of the bartenders, go up to the bar and you just hang out. Dude shows up and he's like, oh, I'll have one of these, and you start making it. You're like, oh, I know how to make that. And he like turns around, he's all like, finally we hired someone smart tonight. God, no one else knows how to make this drink. And he's like chatting it up and looking all cool. And then you can slip in some poison. And so then he drinks it and he's like, oh, that's pretty. Oh, and he starts grabbing his stomach. And so if you're smart, you'll run to the bathroom and hide in the closet. And so he starts puking his brains out. And then you just come out of the closet and shove his face in the toilet, and he drowns in the toilet.
There you go. Then, I thought you were going to say that you serve him a drink so good that you realize maybe you should get out of the hitman life and go to like bartending school.
No.
And it shifts into you being pals with the guy you were going to kill and, just tending bars. You become like Sam Malone.
Well, he was a very evil
That's
man,
the story of Cheers. He was going to kill somebody and he decided to open the bar instead, right?
See, I thought it was going to be like you serve this guy a drink, and the drink is so good, he realizes that nothing else in life is worth living for, so he kills himself.
Yeah.
Like, this is the greatest Manhattan ever. I'm going to die.
You got lucky on this one, 47. Come on. He recognizes you as a hitman. Yeah. I see what's going on here. You're a hitman, but you make a really good drink, and I think I've peaked. I will kill myself and leave the bounty to my family or something. I don't know. Yeah, man, I'm really disappointed that I haven't played a Hitman game before because, again, like it just seems like like more like vignettes of Metal Gear Solid stealth stuff. Like, go do a little mission, tackle it different ways. You got options,
and it's cool because whenever you beat a level, it like tells you all like the different ways. Like it's like different like almost achievements or like I guess like Tony Hawk tricks almost. Like, oh, did you kill him this way or this way? Did you disguise as this person? Did you do this? And so it ticks off all these little boxes and you get points and stuff for it. And then you can unlock the next time you do that level, you can start in different areas. You can start already dressed up as like a golf pro or something, so you can try to trick the lady into taking a golf lesson from you, or, kick her off a cliff or something,
See, yeah. And I like the function of a checklist like that in the game. Like you complete the mission and it gives you like a, you did all this stuff. And then you're like, reading down those things like, wait, I was supposed to have done what now? Like, there's a checkbox on here for like, wear a giant cowboy hat. No, I didn't even see the giant cowboy hat. I should go back and find that. I want to do the mission as the giant cowboy. It's like playing Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah,
it's,
kind of. Yeah.
it's just like, find a way to get the farmer wet. It's like, well, I don't know how to get the farmer wet. That's a good idea. How would I go about accomplishing that?
Sabotage the cockpit of the jet, and when the scientist gets in to test something, the ejector seat launches him in the air.
Exactly.
Okay, what the fuck? Where was there a jet in Untitled Goose Game?
I was going to say, I can't be the first person to have seen the connection between Hitman and Untitled Goose Game.
No, that makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of like you find things and you're like, what does this do? And then later on you're like, oh, I can do this, and that's
it will become apparent in the course of the fucking with the person or the killing of the person what you're supposed to do as the goose and or Hitman. I like it, man.
So, guys, around the horn, would you rather fight one Hitman-sized goose or 10 goose-sized hitmen?
I feel like this is an easy question. 10 goose-sized hitmen, because geese will fuck you up, and I don't want to imagine a hitman-sized goose.
See, no, that's the thing. I would take on a man-sized goose because a man-sized goose can't really do all that much. The question really comes down to how are the tiny hitmen armed? Like, do they have guns? Can they just shoot me to death?
For one,
well, are they normal-sized guns or are they goose-sized hitman guns? Because that'll just sting. It won't
little
really
derringers.
If you measure like a large goose from like beak to tail, that's pretty fucking tall. So you just might hit like 10 like Adam Coles coming at you,
Right.
If you measure a goose beak to tail, that's pretty tall for like 10 little hitmen. Yeah, if you scale a goose up to 6 feet, that's huge.
Yeah, but he's still a goose at that point. Like, I don't know. We're not talking about a T-Rex size goose. We're talking about a goose my size. I could beat up a fucking goose that's the size of me.
Yeah, but you know what a goose basically is? A T-Rex.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, John. You make you always bring up these compelling would you rathers.
I feel like John, I want you to take this the best possible way. I think you could totally kill a goose, but he's gonna fuck you up too.
Well, yeah.
Like, you're gonna get a lot of scars, but in the end, you're probably gonna grab the goose by the neck because that's what you think you're supposed to do, and just
crush
squeeze
its
the
larynx.
fucking life out of it. Maybe beat its like head against like some concrete a while, but it's still gonna take some bites out of you. Its feet are gonna probably like fuck you up, like kick you in the balls or something.
Right,
like it's gonna get some shots in, but you will.
10 tiny hitmen would have guns and knives.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jesse specifically said you don't need a gun in this game, so you don't know what kind of weapons.
Well, that's even more scary. They could have anything. A goose, you get what you get with a goose. He ain't packing heat under those wings.
Yeah, he's not going to suddenly like start, whipping throne stars at you or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You have obviously never been around geese. They will fuck you up.
David, I think you're dealing with a different type of geese than us, further down south. I don't know what kind of geese they got in Chicago, but
I think John is really overestimating his ability against a goose, and David is really overestimating his ability against 10 tiny hitmen.
I think David's just overestimating waterfowl in general. They're just fucking birds, David. They're not that serious. We'll talk more about this when I steal the notes from David's therapist and see what the fuck happened to him when he was a little kid. He must have been attacked by a duck at some point because he really thinks they're worse than they seem.
It was actually a peahen, and it's a true story.
Oh, save it for the post show, baby. It's gonna be great. So Jesse, do you have a favorite mission in this Hitman game, or like favorite moment before we move on?
So far, I've only done like 3 places so far because the world, the levels are huge. Like, there's a lot you can fucking do. Right. I did start a gas leak on one of the stove tops, and so then I hid in the other room, and I guess someone was supposed to have that stove on, so they walked in, they're like, "What's going on?" And they went over and turned the stove on, and since there was a gas leak, it blew them the fuck up. It was pretty cool. It's a real fun game. I'm glad I'm finally getting into it. It scratches that weird Metal Gear itch. But I mean, I'm not saying it's like as good as Metal Gear, but it's got some elements that remind me of such.
Right.
And
given how shitty Metal Gear has gotten, it's like good, okay, well, I'll play some stealth, killing type games and have a fun time, as opposed to, Metal Gear Solid 5 and Survive. Like, no, I think Hitman might scratch that itch for me too. I'm gonna have to check this out, man.
I do have one question. Is this the series where you can kill people with a plastic bag?
I think you're thinking of Manhunt.
Okay.
Yeah, that does sound like a Manhunt.
This is more of a, I don't want to say like whimsy, because
but like Hitman killing people.
Yeah. But there are some like, fantastical moments in the game, as far as like just some weird like the homing suitcase situation, or like dressing as weird people and beating people up with a wrench, or I do like, there's one way you can kill someone if you have like a syringe of poison. You can just sneak up behind someone and stab them with a syringe. Yeah. It's just so fucked up. And then someone always sees me and they're like, "Hey, what'd you do to that guy?" And you run around the corner, knock someone out and take their clothes, dresses them, dump the body, and then run out of the door. And they're like, "Hey, did you see that guy that went over there?" And you're like, "I don't know. I'm some other guy. I'm a janitor now." And they're like, "Oh, okay.
That checks
you
out.
say so."
Yeah. Yeah, I want to play this, man. This sounds really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dope. Anything else?
Lots of cities.
69.
Nice.
Game 2.
That's your Hitman number now, Jesse.
Yes.
All right. So, due to the main talent of this game having contractual endorsements, Wheaties and Gatorade appear as health pickups in the game. All right, so who has their answers ready? Johnny, are you ready on the hat trick?
Yeah.
I hope Johnny got it right.
All right, so Johnny says Chaos in the Windy City, while John and Jesse both say Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City. Yeah, it's a hat trick. Like, part of me wanted to be an asshole, and I was like, nah, it's, yeah.
I don't know. I like Scottie Pippen, Chaos in the Windy City. It was like Pokemon. There was a Scottie Pippen version and a Michael Jordan version.
And if you ask Scottie Pippen about it, he says it's the better game, and the other game never acknowledged him properly. And but then you go back and you listen to interviews with the original game, and it's like, yeah, Scottie Pippen, Chaos in the Windy City is. Without it, there is no Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City. The game's very gracious towards Scottie Pippen. But,
no Tippin' Pippen.
It's getting meta with the Last Dance. We should just do a Last Dance commentary at some point, guys. I want to talk to you guys about the '96 Bulls. Because David, I'm so glad you picked this. You Chicago boy, you.
Me too. I'm super happy to talk about this game because this is a game starring Michael Jordan where you don't have to play basketball. So this is right up my alley.
Yes.
It's like a Shaq Fu situation.
Yes, except it's better. Or I should say it's not as bad. Because this game isn't great, but it's not bad. I have actually played this game before the show we were going to record last week. I went to my local mom and pop rental place and rented this game. So I have played this game, and the controls are a little loose. It's not super polished. This isn't Super Metroid or Super Mario World, but
I wish it were.
It's also it's not Bubsy. This isn't great, but it's not terrible. It's enjoyable. And I really like it because of how goddamn weird it is. So the story is about Michael Jordan going to a charity basketball event, and then a mad scientist named Dr. Maximum Cranium steals all of the other basketball players and kidnaps them. So Michael Jordan has to go and rescue 25 other basketball players.
That's all of them. There
Oh,
was only
wow.
26 basketball players.
Well, no, but also that are we talking like he presumably kidnapped the Bulls?
Oh,
Like, there's not 25 guys on the Bulls.
Well, I think
That's way
it's
too many.
I think it's the Bulls and like the other
Coaches?
teams that were participating in this
Sure.
charity event.
And also, I'm assuming that the Bulls are nowhere in this game. I bet the NBA would not let them have the Bulls. Like,
Well, I believe that like when you rescue a basketball player, it's just like a tall guy in a jersey. Like it's very nondescript. But
Dennis
you're
Rodman.
actually, this came out when Michael Jordan wasn't even playing basketball. This came out in
Which
like
is-
'94, so like, yeah, there wouldn't be an NBA license on this. He had retired.
which is why your main attack in the game is throwing a basketball. And the game's kind of like Mega Man in that your basketball has unlimited ammo, but you get different power-ups that have limited ammunition. So you
Fuck
get
yeah.
like an ice basketball, a grenade basketball, and there's a weapon that you get that's like a boomerang. You throw it comes back, and that's actually a baseball. So they do reference Michael Jordan
Aw.
retiring and trying to play baseball.
Man, I was really hoping that he'd be throwing a basketball like a boomerang. And then
He
being
molds the
surprised,
basketball into a boomerang shape.
and then being surprised when it does not come back.
Or brick.
Um,
Can he just throw bricks? No, because he's Michael Jordan.
No.
He fucking sinks them every time, baby.
Well, and that's one of the things that I like is, or I think is hilarious about this game is his walk animation. He's constantly dribbling a basketball. Like it's not just a normal walk, because I guess he'll get busted for traveling.
Yeah.
Like he
David.
constantly dribbles in this game, and
Rules is rules.
you have to the levels are huge, like and expansive, so you have to kind of like find your way around them, and you have to find and unlock keys to open prison cells to let out the kidnapped basketball players. The way that you find the keys is in the levels there are certain basketball hoops, so you have to go up to them and slam dunk in the basketball hoop, and that gets you the key to rescue the player. And that's what I like about this game is it's just fucking silly. And the fact that it all takes place in Chicago, but not just that, like it really takes place in Chicago. Like
That's
the first
what was going to be my question. Did they actually get anything in Chicago, like resembling Chicago? Like, is there a Sears Tower in the background at some point at least?
Do you dribble the giant bean?
Yeah. Oh, is the bean a special ball?
the first level in this game is beneath the Field Museum, and you actually start out in the ancient Egyptian exhibit, and then you go like into the catacombs, and that's where he's kidnapped the basketball players.
Okay, dope.
One of the enemies is like an L car. And there's
Yes.
and there's also like giant robot spiders and shit. Like,
Could Michael Jordan suplex the L train?
you know, I didn't get that far to find out. I don't think so, but
No.
Yeah,
They weren't
I'm
aware of that reference yet?
yeah, that's Sabin in Final Fantasy VI.
No, I'm saying the developers didn't know
Oh.
that reference yet.
No.
Michael Jordan, he's like play testing the game himself. He's like, I told y'all guys, I've played Final Fantasy 3. So it's actually 6, and I told you I need to be able to slam that train around. Listen, sorry, Your Airness. We fucking published the game already. I'm really sorry.
I'm just imagining Michael Jordan like riding Sue the T-Rex, and as you ride Sue the T-Rex, she dribbles a basketball.
Ooh, yeah. It's like Super
we
Mario
go.
Odyssey, but with Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Anybody you pass the ball to, it absorbs Michael Jordan into them.
I mean,
We got a
honestly,
sequel, please. We got great ideas here.
I wouldn't put it past them. Like this game is crazy. I do want to say to Cyan007 in the chat who's saying that like apparently this is one of the worst games ever. Yeah, it has a bad reputation because it's a Michael Jordan game where you don't play basketball. Like
It's low hanging fruit.
Nintendo Power listed this as one of the 10 worst games of all time, and it's not.
Whoa.
It's really not.
It's an easy target. I mean, seriously, you get a Michael Jordan branded game in which it's a platformer, like where you're throwing magic basketballs instead of fucking shooting hoops. Yeah, it's an easy target. But if it's a competently done SNES platformer, it's immediately elevated above many other things.
Which it is. And I kind of wish more stuff like this happened. Like we were recently talking about in our most recent episode of GTT Gems, which you can find by going to patreon.com/GameThatTune. How like a lot of sports games no longer have athletes tied to them. Like it used to be Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball and Kobe Bryant's basketball and whatnot. And now it's just like the NBA license and everything.
Yeah,
I kind of wish that
tighten everything up.
Athletes, since they're not putting their names on sports games, would like put their names on other games. Like I would play a LeBron James action RPG. Yeah. And he was in Space Jam 2. He will put his name on a video game. Like, just fucking go for it.
Yeah, or like one of his sons, played, Bronny's Real Deal RPG, and fucking everybody's gonna go apeshit for that. Now that you mention that, I would like to see that happen real quick. Now that college athletes can profit off of their fucking name, image, and likeness, since they're not beholden to any leagues or like deals yet, I want to see some college athletes go out there and go ahead and get like their games off the ground. That would be, that would really sway my fandom a certain way. So,
I would contribute to this idea if I knew a single college athlete.
That's the thing. I don't care about it, but like, if the new fucking quarterback for the fucking Seminoles has his own fucking RPG, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, cool. That guy's way cooler than the last guy we had playing quarterback. I'll play that. Like, fuck it. I'll give you $5 on that.
I'd play Bryce Young Star Stacker for sure. That'd be a great game.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whoever that is, John. Did you literally just Google college athlete?
No, I Googled famous college football players 2021.
Well done.
So there's an RPG called Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. And you play as like Charles Barkley in like a post-apocalyptic world, and you have to like save the world with basketball and whatnot.
Yeah. I would love to see things like that made.
It's supposed to be really good.
That's just that is a fan game.
Yeah, it's a fan game, but I mean, at this point,
still, that's the kind of game that I would want to play.
It's like
it'd be pretty great if it turned out as a fan game, and that fan was one Charles Barkley.
That's terrible.
Fuck it, I'll make my own game.
The RPGs available on the market are terrible. I have to make my own. We're not going to do any more Charles Barkley impressions on the show. Sorry about that.
Thank God.
Johnny, hold on. He didn't do his Charles Barkley impression. Johnny, give us a little bit of Barkley.
All right, let's see here. No, you can't.
You can't do it for him.
Come on, man. That's my bit.
All right, just say "awk" with a deep Southern accent.
God
damn it.
Game 2.
Terrible.
All right, guys. So this game was originally going to have full motion video for the endings, but they had to scrap that and change it to text-based endings. All right, who's got some answers?
I do.
Let's take a look. All right, so John says Pokemon Crystal, which is incorrect. Jesse says Santa 64, which is incorrect. And David has the correct answer. This is Twisted Metal. This is the original Twisted Metal for PlayStation, released in 1995. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but this game takes place on Christmas Eve in LA, which is why there's Christmas music sprinkled throughout the soundtrack.
I was sitting here thinking, I was like,
been watching Die Hard instead of playing Twisted Metal. I've been making a terrible
You
mistake.
can do both.
I was thinking, I was like, with all the characters in Twisted Metal, maybe there's a crazy Santa. Like, the main character is a fucking psychotic ice cream clown. Maybe Santa Claus is in Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Santa with muscles makes a cameo. It's not surprising.
Yeah.
Man, no, I had no idea, Johnny. How did you know that?
Wikipedia. I've played it a bunch.
Huge Twisted Metal fan, John Regan, famously.
I actually did play
1995 PlayStation owner.
When it first came out, I had a friend that had a PlayStation, so I did go over to his house and played it a little bit. And yeah, it's a fun game. Vehicular combat.
Oh, it's a blast.
Streets of LA.
Did not pick up on the fact that it was Streets of LA. It was just nameless exploding streets to me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Was not paying attention. Exactly. Much like Demolition Man. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that's
just
LA.
like LA.
Yep, totally.
This is LA and clearly not Ontario, Canada.
Yeah. Wasn't shot on location in Vancouver, baby. That was the real LA there in Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I believe that each level is designed after specific areas. Like there's the level designed after the warehouse district of downtown LA, and there's also one based on the freeways. There's one
warehouse
based
district
on...
seems like a cop out. Like it just means you're going to be driving around fucking warehouses.
Yeah.
That one's easy. Copy that down. They named a whole district after warehouses. Oh god, this is going to be easier than I thought.
Have you finished modeling the warehouse? Yes. All right. Copy paste it about 20 more times.
Yeah.
Levels done.
Right. Exactly.
LA, I love you.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do with all these hammock models I made? Well, that district didn't make it into the game.
So yeah, any of you guys play this game back in the day?
A little bit.
No.
Yeah, that's fun.
Briefest of brieflies. I just didn't know that many PlayStation owners. Turns out all my friends were Nintendo boys. But yeah, I mean, it's car combat. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, cool. This is the future of gaming right here. Boxy things blowing each other up and shredding metal music.
Yeah,
it's cool to 11-year-old me. Like hot shit right here.
So, Johnny, I have to ask, because clearly you have the knowledge of the game pulled up in front of like the forefronts of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Who were the characters in this game? Because the only one I know of is Sweet Tooth, and I'm assuming there has to be more than Sweet Tooth.
Yes, and
There
Sweet
does
Tooth
not have to be more.
Sweet Tooth is the car. He is driven by Needles Kane. But
No way.
But I'm pretty
Is
sure
it Frankenstein's monster situation?
I think so.
What? You tell me Sweet Tooth isn't the name of the clown? It's the car?
Yeah.
No.
That's crazy. Today I learned.
Impossible.
Wow.
Fucking no
Wow.
way.
That changes everything. Now I want to go back and play this game and find out
Needles
what's going on.
Kane?
Who the fuck buys ice cream from a guy named Needles?
Yeah, nope.
Well, that's why he kills so many people. His ice cream business was unsuccessful.
Maybe that's why the car's named Sweet Tooth. It's like, I'm not buying Needles ice cream. Oh no, this is Sweet Tooth's ice cream. Oh yeah, I'm down for that.
I never understood what the hell
Really?
Marty McFly's job was in Back to the Future Part 2 in the future. Was it ice cream this whole time?
Yes, it was. Please
What?
don't go into that scene with the very racist caricature of the Japanese boss.
Well, no, I'm talking about Flea, who plays Needles,
playing Needles
in Back to the Future Part 2 and 3.
Wow.
That was a long way to go.
Just got there.
I think we were in an ice cream truck.
Long walk, baby.
I just want to know, why are we discussing Flea and Back to the Future instead of Johnny talking about other characters in this game?
Right.
I feel like
Clearly
that question
dodging
was
the
asked
question.
several minutes ago.
I do like, there is one character, Mr. Grimm, who I believe is also the vehicle. Like if I recall correctly, he is a motorcycle. Like, I don't think he's driving them, unless the motorcycle's also named Mr. Grimm. I'm pretty sure, like, he is the motorcycle and he shoots a skull out as, like, a special attack and things like that. He's like a skeleton demon, like the Ghost Rider ripoff, basically. But then you got Spectre, Hammerhead, Roadkill, Warthog, Pit Viper, Crimson Fury, Thumper, Outlaw, Darkseid, and Yellow Jacket. And those are the car names.
Yeah, I didn't ask for the cars. I was like, who are the characters? God damn it, John.
You've got Needles Kane and Charlie Kane, and I don't remember if they're brothers or like a father-son situation. You got Mr. Ash, Carl Roberts, Bruce Cochrane,
Mr. Ash.
Mr. Ash.
Oh, okay. It's not Billy Gunn.
Bruce
I'm
Cochrane.
disappointed to learn mundane names behind these characters and cars, Johnny. This whole Needles Kane drama is fucking up my whole brain.
Well, we might find out because there's going to be a Twisted Metal television show at some point. And
What?
I think
Why?
the guy who plays the new Captain America is going to be in it.
Chris
Anthony
Evans?
No, that guy's dead. Remember, there's another Captain America.
Anthony Mackie?
Yes.
He's
Okay,
gonna
I'm
be
into that.
Needles Kane?
No, I think he might be Axel, the guy with the tires for arms. I'm not sure. I know he's going to be in it.
I don't see the appeal here. Why? Why would they make that? Like, why make a video game into something that's not a video game? Like, the movies have shown us that's generally a bad idea. Yeah, whatever fucking, Pluto TV channel was paid for them to make a fucking Twisted Metal show. They're making a mistake. Like, just don't. No. I hope that's not true. I don't wish ill upon
No,
Hollywood.
it is true.
No, I hope it's not true. I don't want it to happen.
So I finally said screw it and started looking up a list of characters from Twisted Metal. And there's Axel. Apparently there's a character named Dollface, who is a woman in like red latex bodysuit with a doll mask. And this is a list of characters throughout the series because I got down to Twisted Metal 4 where it just says Rob Zombie.
Wait, what?
I mean, now that just adds all up, maybe. Like if you could fucking play Twisted Metal as Rob Zombie driving the Dragula, then you're in real business. You got me back into this series.
I want to play as Needles Kane driving Rob Zombie. That's what I want to play as.
Yeah, Rob Zombie's the name of the Dragula. It's not actually the name of the driver at all. Oh God, Johnny, you broke my brain with this. I'm baffled to learn that the vehicles have names that are different than the people that drive them, and that we've been misnaming Sweet Tooth for years.
And that
seem like unnecessarily confusing.
And this is a Christmas
They both have perfectly rad names. And then we've been calling Sweet Tooth by the wrong name all these years. I mean, like, I've been making a fucking idiot of myself. But also, Sweet Tooth is just a cooler name than Needles Kane. I mean, Needles Kane's a cool name for, like an ECW wrestler from way back in the day, but he's not really a cool name for... I don't know, Sweet Tooth is cooler.
Sweet Tooth makes more sense for a clown. Needles does not.
It's true. I don't know. And it's so confusing that, it seems like even the people that make the games have lost track of the fact that his name is Needles Kane. Like he's Sweet Tooth to so many people. It feels like finding out he had a real name bothers me.
I was imagining
classic segment.
I was imagining poor Needles the clown, like having such a hard time making his animal balloons because he's always popping them. Because
he's evil.
Because his hands are made of needles.
I don't think that's his deal, Johnny. I think he's just a psychotic clown. If there's any reason he has trouble making balloon animals, it's because he's a psychopath and he wants to kill people. Yeah. He's doing kids' parties and then he realizes he could just be killing the kids. And he stops making the balloon animal and kills all the kids.
God, that would be dark.
Yes. It would be Twisted Metal Black. So we need a Needles Kane origin series. That's the only good Twisted Metal TV series, is the origins of Needles Kane.
Ooh.
And how he stopped using his real name and became Sweet Tooth.
I don't know. I kind of want to see the origin story for Axel because, like, seriously, how do you get giant tires for arms?
It's a
I would like that
surgery.
explained to me.
Well, obviously, he flew from one place to another, and boy, were his arms tired.
Oh, no!
Game 3.
All right, guys. So each of this game's stages features a unique mechanic that can alter the gameplay and the strategy in various ways. Some of those mechanics include high winds for increased gliding speeds, security cameras and sentries, moving traffic that you can ride on and use for cover, wrecking balls, and fast transport tubes a la Futurama. All right, guys, how you feeling?
Okay.
Okay.
I have a guess.
Good. Let's see. Jesse says tubes. Sadly incorrect. Johnny says Frasier, and he's drawn a penis the size of a building.
The size of the Space Needle.
Oh, okay, it's Space Needle dick. You know, I guess that was something. And David, with a question mark, actually has the correct answer. David says Knockout City. Yes.
I was gonna say, because I remember like the trailers for this game, and I seem to remember seeing like moving traffic and giant tubes, and the music kind of had the vibe of this game. Because isn't this kind of like Splatoon but dodgeball?
Yes, more or less. I'm not sure how to describe this game exactly. Besides that, it's like
dodgeball.
You know, yeah, I mean, damn, David, you kind of did just say it. Let's move on.
I don't really know how to describe this game. I believe I just did.
I know, and that's the thing. You fucking, I wasn't expecting you to fucking nail it just like that. But yeah, it is Splatoon with dodgeball. So I said, well, no, Splatoon. It's got that many characters going against each other in colorful settings, and it's an online versus game. You know, fuck, it is Splatoon with dodgeball. You know,
fuck, I didn't mean to steal your thunder, man. I'm sorry.
So, no, you didn't steal my thunder. You expressed it in a way that I realized was a really easy way to, synopsize the game. I wasn't expecting that. I was going to kind of be like, I don't know how to feel about this game because, it's a dodgeball game where you're playing online with squads and, you win cosmetic upgrades and, the levels are fun and colorful and have their quirks. And you're like, it's Splatoon, but dodgeball. I'm like, God damn it, that is what it is. That's all this is, David.
He's right.
Yeah. No wonder I'm so ambivalent towards it. it's a perfectly okay game. Like I've been playing it a little bit. It was a PS Plus game. I don't know if this game, was it feels like a free to play game. I realize it probably isn't. You're probably supposed to pay some kind of money to play it. Jesse, have you played this? Was this a Game Pass game at some point?
It is a Game Pass game. And yeah, it is a pretty fun game. What's cool is like you can turn into a ball and someone can throw you at someone else.
See, I've not yet done that. But yeah, if like you're playing the game and there's balls littered around the stage that you're trying to hit the other guys with, and if you're not near a ball, you can ball yourself up and let your teammate throw you. That's fucking great. But I have not.
Is this not a free to play game?
Turns out, no, maybe not.
Okay, because it's EA and there's like cosmetic upgrades that you can get. I just assumed this was free to play.
No, because see, Jesse got it on Game Pass, and I got it, I think, as a PS Plus download. Like, so it's essentially free to play. They basically handed it out to millions of people. But if you're one of those suckers that paid, $20 for this, then it's still out there for you. But yeah, I don't know. Jesse, how'd you feel about it? You put anything resembling time into this game, or no?
I probably put about like maybe 5 to 7 hours into it. Okay. Like it's it's fun enough. It would be fun to play online if you had a few people that you could like chat with and
yes,
have communication and
that was my main thing in realizing what was going wrong for me. I'm like, well, one, when you first start playing the game, they can barely hide the fact that like your initial matchmaking, you're playing against like bots, and then once you're not playing against bots, it's like, well, I kind of wish I was chatting with everybody. Like, this would be a lot more fun if I was playing with friends instead of just random guys that like they're decked out to the nines with their cosmetic upgrades. Like, I feel like the matchmaking was a little broken. It's like I'm only playing this game pretty fucking casually, and I'm facing these insane super dudes that clearly know what they're doing. Kind of wish I had my boys here with me, or kind of wish I was just playing a game like with
another game.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Wish I was playing the game, but like, wish I had gotten wish I had gotten 5 guys together to play this fucking game instead of like, I don't even want to play like, me, you, and Johnny against fucking 3 randos. Like, no, I want a private room. This game would be a lot of fun as a, because it wouldn't work as a local multiplayer game because it would be too hectic and the split screen would be crazy. But like, this would be a lot of fun for a game night on, online with people.
Yeah.
And then, like, after that, never played again. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't see this having legs. Like, it just, it's kind of fun, but not really. It was like when I fucking played that fucking Ninjala game. Like, and that one, I believe, was free to play. Maybe that's why I'm thinking this is free to play. It's like, yeah, it's an online fucking crazy Splatoon-looking colorful thing. And you run around and do, wacky bubblegum ninja shit. And this one's like, hey, you do wacky dodgeball shit all over the place. It's like, is this a free-to-play game? No, it just feels like one. Yeah. But it's kind of fun. Oh, yeah, it's only a matter of time. It's got fun, like, power-up balls before each match. Like, a little thing spins, and it determines whether or not you're going to get, like, a certain power-up ball in that level, or, like, all the power-up balls are strewn about the level. And, you got, like a sniper ball that you can target people from a long way away with. You got a moon gravity ball that when you're holding it, you can do super jumps. I think there's an ink ball, or I think they call it like a soda ball. It blows up like a shook up soda and covers the screen, so you don't know what's going on. It's like the blooper in Mario Kart.
Say for legal purposes, they can't call it an ink ball.
Right, exactly.
The art reminds me of like the neutrinos from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
they're like the space kids from the 50s or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, yeah, I can't make heads or tails of what they're going for with the art, like, and the characters. It's like the character I ended up picking was like a Fonzie, like greaser looking dude, and I'm like, wait a minute, I only chose him because he's got my hair vaguely. I don't know why. Why is this guy in this graffiti world, in a leather jacket? Like, I don't get it. But yeah, it's fun, like, but yeah, I'm not wild about it. But I don't know. Like I said, if I had more people to play it with, or if I maybe put a little bit more time into it, I might find the fun. But also, I feel like there's just other games to play. And some of the levels, some of the things about the game pissed me off. So, Jesse, tell me, you played the ones with like the rooftops where, you can glide between them and stuff like that. And so they have different modes. There's like a Fortnite style mode where a circle is contracting in and you guys all end up in a small space at the end, fighting each other. That to me doesn't really work great in this game.
Yeah, it's weird
because eventually you're just in like, it's like 4 guys in a bathroom throwing dodgeballs at each other, and it doesn't make any sense. And then there's
Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. Just a normal Friday in Tallahassee. And then there's like just a first team to 10 mode, but like no eliminations. But as I was playing that, there's something, and it's just something you got to deal with, I guess, as part of the game. But I feel like it's something they should have addressed. You're playing on like rooftops, and if you get hit by a ball or like knocked away by like the wrecking ball in the construction stage or whatever, if you fall off the rooftop, it's a point for the other team, even if the other team had nothing to do with you getting knocked off the rooftop. Like if you're just, say, playing this game for the second time ever and you don't really remember where to go on your hang glider and you end up gliding and not landing safely on the next platform, you fall and it's a point for the other team. And it's like, no, hold on. That should just be a respawn, man. That shouldn't benefit them. Like, the game is dodgeball. It's not don't fall off the roof.
Well, I mean, that's
but
literally the game of life.
That's the thing. Like, if you're playing rooftop dodgeball, I guess you gotta learn to not fall off the roof. But I don't know. I just feel like that's some kind of just thing it shouldn't be that way. Like, if I get fucking, and because you can also, like, there's like a charge move that you can do to like knock a ball out of somebody else's hands and like stagger them for a second, and you could use that to just knock your opponents off the roof. So it's like, if I catch a ball playing good defense, but I'm near the edge of a roof and some guy just charges right into me and knocks me off the roof, that's a point for him. He didn't fucking hit me with a ball. I feel like it's like the cones of Dunshire. It's supposed to be about the cones. This is it's Knockout City. It's supposed to be about the balls. You're playing dodgeball, not knocking people off buildings and letting them fall to their deaths. That's not in the title of the game.
It's a Batman game.
And again, now that I realize it, that dodgeball's not in the title of the game either. So I don't know what I'm bitching about, but I don't know. It's a weird game. Worth playing once it goes free to play, for sure.
If it's not already free to play.
Exactly. More research is needed because, like I said, I got it as a PS Plus download. I was like, oh, that's that game that, I thought that was free to play. Is PS Plus giving away free games as part of their free games program now? That's kind of fucked. But, yeah, I don't know. It's it feels like it's got fun potential if you're playing it with the right people, but just kind of casually play this one online. It's like, this it's lacking. It's lacking that Splatoon charm. I don't know. I feel like I could play Splatoon for hours, and this one I'm more like, I played it for an hour. I'm kind of good on this. I feel like there's just little things that take it from like playing it for an hour to playing it for hours. And this one hasn't quite gotten there. I don't know. I'm not an online gaming expert, so what can I say? But music's cool. City is cool. I don't know. They try to have lore in the background. There's a new season of content with an alien invasion going on. I don't give a shit. Even aliens can't make this game all that cool.
Aliens are invading. Well, let's continue our weird sport.
Better keep playing dodgeball. Yeah, there's there's more important things going on than aliens invading. It's throwing dodgeballs at these greaser kids. Hey,
don't look up, pony boy.
But yeah, Knockout City. Yeah. Music, other online games, So, I wish I had more to say about it. I wish I had real words to say about it. This game inspires very little in me. But let's move it on, Johnny. Let's keep it going.
Game 5.
Okay, so this was the last game in this franchise that the series creator worked on as part of its developing studio. After its release, he resigned and formed his own company. I think David feels good on this one.
I feel very good.
Good. Glad to hear that. Johnny, Jesse?
I feel.
How you guys feel?
I feel okay.
All right. Johnny says Spore. Sadly, incorrect. Jesse says Secret of Evermore. Sadly, incorrect. And David has the correct answer, Kirby Air Ride. Yes, of course, Kirby Air Ride for the GameCube. Our fan request for the evening, we want to thank Acre for that request. Thank you, Acre. Fantastic request. And fantastic game, this Kirby Air Ride.
The only Kirby game on the GameCube, as I recall.
Fuck, really?
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, because they were supposed to do like an actual like Kirby platformer game on the GameCube, and they kept pushing it back, and then that became Return to Dreamland for the Wii.
Right, yeah. Fuck. You're right, David. I mean, I don't play that many Kirby games anyway, but, so I didn't notice. But, yeah, fuck, that's really true. That's, hey, yeah, these B-tier Nintendo, fucking franchises, they miss generations with them. It's crazy.
I mean...
B-tier?
Yeah. The ones that don't come out every generation. Yeah, your Metroids and your Kirbys.
Whoa.
Hot take.
They miss entire consoles. Your Mario Golfs.
Mario Golf
am I offending you?
Decades.
I mean, if we are talking about like Nintendo series that have missed entire consoles, then pretty much everything but Mario, because that's the only thing that came out on the Virtual Boy.
Well, nobody's fucking talking about the Virtual Boy, David. I'm fucking offended that you went there. Whoa, you got us, man. There it is. We got a badass over here. He's right. There wasn't a Zelda game for the fucking Virtual Boy, David. Well done.
B-tier.
Oh, man. You got it. Yeah, everything but Mario down there on that B tier.
But yeah, I'm kind of offended that you're talking about Kirby Air Ride and Kirby as a B tier like franchise and whatnot, because this game's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Kirby's B tier franchise, but it's a great game. Like,
oh, okay. I thought you were. All right. I thought you were talking
showing some
Kirby
contrition and taking it back. No, I'm not walking it back, David. I love me some Kirby. Don't get me wrong.
No, I mean,
great.
I just want to make sure you're not talking shit about Kirby Air Ride.
No, certainly not. I don't have much to talk about Kirby Air Ride. I played it, a little bit back in the day, and I'm still really disappointed. I'm kind of reeling from like getting rid of it years ago. I can't remember if I fucking had it and let a roommate keep it or what, but I didn't play it very much. There were just other games on the GameCube that I played more. I feel like I didn't appreciate this game in its time. And then recently I found this game at a garage sale, and I bought it along with a couple other GameCube games and got it home, and lo and behold, it didn't work. And it loaded like the entire opening movie, and I'm like, oh, Kirby on the GameCube, it's back. We're going to do some Kirby racing. Son, come in here. You're going to love this. It's Kirby. And then it's like, cannot read disc.
That's not Kirby's fault.
I know. I'm not blaming Kirby for it at all. I'm just telling a personal story about how I'm disappointed that I didn't get to re-experience this game like 3 months ago. I was really fucking upset. Like, I spent $4, guys.
Yeah, I think the problem is with the B tier games, they use lesser quality discs that don't last as long.
That's what it is. Nintendo, they printed this basically on paper, and it just doesn't hold up to 18 years of GameCube gameplay.
You can't get it
found exactly.
It just falls apart.
Can't feed it after midnight. Can't get it wet.
Well, how often are you getting your games wet, anyways? What?
I'm sorry. Do you guys not give your discs a bath?
No.
That actually does remind me of there was a Nintendo website article. I think it was Nintendo Life, but like the article was, please do not dip your Zelda cartridges in orange juice. And I was like, wait, why is this a fucking what?
I think that's a real image for the Wii.
Wiimote.
Like, please do not try to make the Wii drink orange juice. And it's just an image of a Wii and someone's pouring juice on it. It's like, obviously somebody tried that at some point. They had to make that image. Like,
that guy over there looks thirsty. I'm gonna put some orange juice on him.
Yeah. He's glowing blue. I think it needs some fucking orange juice.
Go Gators.
Yeah, no, I'm just disappointed that I fucking couldn't get back into this game this year, because I got back into Mario Golf, and I was having a little GameCube revival last year, and the fucking Kirby Air Ride didn't work out. And I'm disappointed because I don't have enough fond memories of it. Like, I know it's great. It's got that Smash Bros DNA in it. It's got fucking Masahiro Sakurai all over it. Like, you boot it up and the menus look like Smash Bros. And then you go into that city trial and you start playing those fucking wacky multiplayer things. It's like, yeah, this is fucking great. I never got there. It's been too long. I got to find a working copy of it and play that. I can't believe that this game hasn't seen a re-release. Like, I don't know. Seems like the kind of thing that this is when people are asking for like GameCube games to be like a virtual console type situation. They're pointing at games like this, because this is literally lost to like 18 years ago, and there's so much charm in this game. It's just like relentlessly fun. And
well, it's a Masahiro Sakurai game, so it's really easy to pick up, but like deceptively complex, and it's super fucking fun. And
so, David, you played a good amount of this back in the day, or what?
I did, and I loved the hell out of this game, because pretty much like it's a racing game, but you're constantly moving forward, so you don't have to worry about like accelerating or all that. You're just going forward, and then you basically steer, and A does everything. It's like brake, charge, boost, attack, like everything comes down to the control stick and the A button. And because it's a Kirby game, as you're going through the course, there's random enemies that like pop up and everything. And as you pass them by, you can inhale them and they give you the power-ups. So you can become like Spark Kirby and Bomb Kirby and shit, and then use that to fuck with the other players. It's a very simple but very fun game. Yeah. And the city trials was pretty much Smash Run on the 3DS.
Okay, well, I'm glad that I wasn't the only one that fucking recognized that DNA.
Because like you're basically
it's all up like Smash Run and City Trial are cousins at least. Like,
because you're basically just like going around trying to find like different attributes to increase aspects of your machine that you're riding on and everything. And then at the end, there's a big competition race that's like a random choice between a couple different things, like a drag race or like a normal race or everything. Is like, it's fucking Smash Run, except you're racing and it's all Kirby and it's adorable.
And during the gathering of the power-ups and things, you can also attack each other and affect each other, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, God, it's like, a little bit of battle mode and then like a crazy attribute race. It's like, oh yeah, that was Smash Run in 3D and just made Kirby weird. And I'm like, man, like Sakurai, he's got some fucking special ideas up in there, man. And then I realized that, I don't know, maybe it's not that special if he's recycling it, but it, like that kind of idea needs to be applied to more games. More games need the Smash Run kind of like fun free for all that results in something wacky happening. Like that's kind of multiplayer game I like. If more shit like that were in Knockout City, I'd play more Knockout City. Like if you were running around catching attributes and then eventually you have to fling crazy balls at each other, now you got me back on board. But no, like there's something special in these Sakurai games, and add to that the fact that it's already a Kirby racing game. It's like, well, that's fucking crazy. Like, what a game that deserves to be revisited.
It's amazing that it's a Kirby racing game that only has 3 characters, and that's not a problem. Like,
I mean, yeah, because really, when you get down to it, like Kirby, I guess it doesn't have a whole lot of like. Who are the supporting cast of Kirby? You got Kirby, you got the 2 rival characters, and then what are you gonna do? Waddle Dee?
Well, I mean, you could do like Waddle Dee, you could do like Mr. Frosty, like Dynablade. Like there are characters that you could put in there, but I'm not exactly missing them when I'm playing Green Kirby.
Right. Yeah. So give me 8 colors of Kirby and then King Dedede and Meta Knight. Good enough.
I'm fucking good.
Yeah, exactly. When the game's this fun, yeah, great. Man, I'm so disappointed that I don't have more recent memories of this because like I said, I just I didn't put enough time into it back in the day, and it didn't quite click with me. And I was so happy to get the chance to revisit it. And Kirby's such like as a dad now, it's like this is the game that I want my son to start playing. I want my son to see this colorful, just adorable thing. And he'll never get to the point in these games it'll take him a few years before he realizes the underlying horror of all the Kirby games. So in the meantime, he's just got himself a cute little, puffball to play with. But nope. Scratched up garage sale disc. Plans ruined. Man, I want to play this right now. I want to play with you guys. Seriously, just God, get Sakurai on the phone, and let's just get like a downloadable Switch app city trial. It doesn't even have to be the rest of the game. Just city trial. Like fucking people would pay crazy like that. That would be the kind of incentive that would make them be like, oh, that fucking online expansion pass, not such a bad deal after all. If you get city trial with it, you might get some people on board.
And the sad, ironic thing is everything that we're talking about is why Sakurai quit Nintendo. Because it was like after this game, he was tired of them constantly like, oh, you have this new idea. All right, make another sequel. It's like, no, fuck it.
Yeah, let's take that idea and apply it to another game. He's like, no, I made that thing. I'd like to move on now. And then, it's, I'm going to form my own company. It's going to be great. It's going to be called Sora. And, I guess I'll help you out with some Smash Brothers. Little did he know he was going to have to make Smash Brothers for the rest of his life. I take him at his word when he's, like looking at the camera and just being like, I am so tired. Like, I don't want to make downloadable characters for Smash Brothers anymore. I'm finished. This is the final character in the ultimate game. I will not be doing this anymore. I hope that's true. I hope he's finished. For that adorable little man's sake.
Well, I hope he's done with Smash Brothers because I like when he does non-Smash Brothers stuff. Like, that's when you get Kirby Air Ride. That's when you get Kid Icarus Uprising. That's when you get Meteos. Like, I want to play more of those games.
Yeah. So, free Sakurai. That's what we're saying. Free Kirby Air Ride. free city trial for everybody on Switch, and then free Sakurai. Break his fucking chains. Yeah, I need to find myself a working copy of this because it's just too damn fun. Trying to remember the levels in it. Obviously, city trial is a big thing we've been talking about, but like, the actual racetracks were fun. And the music from it's fucking classic. This is one that, gave us fucking Frozen Hillside, Checker Nights.
Yeah, I remember the tracks being like, I can't remember if they were individual tracks or if it was just tracks set in like the grasslands and the mountains and I think clouds, like your typical Kirby levels, but turned into racetracks.
Right. Yeah. I that's the thing. I don't really remember either. I'm sad that I don't remember.
I don't specifically remember if it was like butter building or if it was just here's the city track.
All right, I hate to be the guy that reads off, information like Johnny reading off Twisted Metal characters. But, courses for Air Ride: Fantasy Meadows, Celestial Valley, Sky Sands, Frozen Hillside, Magma Flow, Beanstalk Park, Machine Passage, Checker Nights, and the Nebula Belt. So,
I definitely remember the Beanstalk Park.
Yep.
That was a fucking awesome track.
Just good levels, man. A lot of fun. They should bring it back. And the other thing, we've been, real, nice and kind to Sakurai, but at the same time, like, maybe let people make sequels to things with your fun, interesting mechanics in them. Like, I don't know. It's a tough, like, kind of thing to navigate. Like, you make something that's really fun and awesome, but it's 2022, baby. This game came out in 2004, and I would like something else that plays like this. And if you're not going to make it available to me, if you're not going to make Kirby Air Ride available to me in some convenient way, then I would like a game that emulates this in some way. Can we get even something resembling that? I don't know. I don't know who we got to talk to. I don't know. Is Sakurai's fucking mechanics like so, secretive that nobody can crack it? Like nobody can figure out how to do city trial anymore. Come on, let me get a team of guys on that and see if we can get this city trial applied to some new game.
Let me get a team of programmers to crack this formula. Johnny, what are you doing
First
this
and
weekend?
foremost, John Regan, what do you know about ripping game files and making something old seem new, and also copyright law? What do you know about these things?
Oh God, I really know a lot about all these things.
It's crazy that nobody's ever asked me this before episode 278 of this podcast, but I'm a fucking expert at these things. You want a city trial? I got you. Metropolis trial. Done. You want Sakurai's ideas, but bigger? Got it. Johnny Sakurai in the house.
I love the idea too of Johnny like, wait, hear me out. Metropolis style zone.
Yeah.
Like,
Not city trial, city style. And let's throw it in a zone. Add a little spin dash, and we're finished.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, done.
Out the oven.
So instead of a pink ball, it's a blue ball. Totally different.
Yeah, Johnny famously loves blue balls. He's the only guy out there advocating for blue balls. This is John Regan fella.
I was making a Sonic joke.
No, you weren't. It can be both. It
Yeah.
can be two things, David. We've learned that. Yeah. Johnny Two Balls. That's what they call
Johnny Two Balls. He's got two of them, ladies and gentlemen.
In case you were wondering.
Yeah,
Is that not normal? Am I not
No,
supposed to have
it's
two?
perfectly fine. But
Don't tell him.
you're the one that's you're the one that's proud of it, Johnny. It's okay to be proud of having two balls.
I do that in
we've all
March
been
every
there.
year.
That's a clip for the radio.
Man, I'm disappointed that this game didn't come down to a lightning round. I had a good one planned, but David's been crushing this, and I think we can just go to the calculated computer and skip the round altogether. So, I got nothing else on Kirby Air Ride. Thanks again, Acre, for the request, and Johnny, let's ride out.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps. Boops.
Damn it, John.
Scoring complete. This game's winner is David Fleming.
What do you know? David Fleming crushing the show.
After you said I was crushing it, I was really wondering who was going to win.
Yeah, it's a good thing we have that calculating computer to certify these things. It's man, it's a good thing to have these computers. They're infallible, quite frankly.
The future.
And, yeah.
What can I say? I guess I'm just a city boy.
Well said, David. Well said. Great game. You got everything right. You did fantastic on this episode. Again, I am a little disappointed that we can't get the lightning round in. We'll add it in post. It'll be great. But in the meantime,
we'll just use the lightning round next game. It will have make no sense, no context. We'll just throw it in.
Well, that all depends, David. It depends on what theme you select. Right now, maybe you select a theme that's centered around the lightning round that you're not aware of.
Back to the city.
You know,
Yeah. Cities, plural this time.
Towns.
You know, I was thinking about Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City and how the game starts off in the Field Museum, notable for Sue the T-Rex. So I'm thinking that we have games with skeletons.
Huh.
Okay. I was listening to you say that. I was like picking out words. Any of these words could go somewhere. It's like he's going to pick windy games. He's not going to pick city games. We just
Michael
did city
Jordan
games.
games.
He's going to pick games with basketball players. He's going to pick games with dinosaurs. He's going to pick games with museums. No.
Games with Sues.
Yeah, games with characters named Sue. Pretty short list. Skeletons. That's the play. That's right up David's alley. David, famous fan of human anatomy.
Famous for having bones.
Famous bone haver, David.
Mr. We call him 206 bones.
Yeah.
Oh no,
David.
There's 207.
Old David has bones. So yeah, it's going to be a great show next week. Games with not bones, skeletons.
I mean, one could make an argument for bones if they were
no,
arranged in a
man. We're
skeletal
not
shape.
watching an episode of Bones. We're talking about games with skeletons. We're not doing, it's not going to be Mortal Kombat where you blow a guy up and bones and rib cages blow all over the place. No.
There are skeletons in that too.
You better choose the one with the skeleton. You better not show me a fucking bone.
Technically, any game with a vertebrate animal has a skeleton.
Well, that's true too. But I was going to say,
okay, see, this is why we got to clarify these things. David, does the skeleton need to be removed from the skin?
when Scorpion does his fire breath, it burns you down. All is left is a skeleton.
Right. That's
okay.
Great.
If you can see the skeleton, it counts. Like if it's just a vertebrate animal, no. You have to be able to see the skeleton.
Good job, David. Thank you for clarifying. And my only other question, not necessarily like a human or a living skeleton, like say a Terminator might be eligible.
Ooh, robot skeleton.
I'll have to check with the judges, but an endoskeleton is a skeleton, so
what about
I'll allow it.
What about a game where you play as a cockroach? Because you can see its skeleton because it's an exoskeleton.
No.
We already used Hollow Knight. We're done with that shit.
No, exoskeletons don't count. You have to a skeleton that is inside of an animal or machine that is outside. You have to be able to clarify this as much. Why are we spending so much fucking time on this?
We could be doing a lightning round.
God. Every time I pick a theme, every time.
It's good questions to ask, David. We got to clarify these themes.
How
we don't want to risk getting game over.
We
take this very seriously.
No bones about it, David. This is
You heard the man. So, we'll see you next week with games with skeletons. We'll see how many of us nail the theme, and it's going to be an interesting one. We've clearly defined a lot of possibilities here. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good. But we want to thank everybody for listening tonight. Thanks everybody watching live with us. We're live every Wednesday night. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Search for Game That Tune. We're in your podcast devices on Tuesday mornings. We weren't last week. We apologize for missing the show last week, but we hope everybody is enjoying the best of Nintendo Switch 2021 mixtape. David and I worked very hard on that collection of fantastic Nintendo Switch tunes from 2021, and we hope you guys love it. But yeah, check out your podcast devices Tuesday mornings. Game That Tune, GameThatTune.com or anywhere you get your podcasts. We're there, and we love you guys listening. Thanks to everybody checking out Patreon. Patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's our home for awesome exclusives. Pledge at any level to get access to our movie nights, which we have coming up again for our live viewers. Movie night tomorrow night. David, have you tabulated the votes?
It's still really, really close. So I think I'm going to... Oh, wait, no. It looks like we do have a clear winner. I think I'm going to have to close the poll, and it looks like we are going to be watching the 2011 classic Green Lantern. Fuck.
Good. Very good. Oh, man, nobody's seen it but you, David.
You good. Guys are in for a treat.
I'm green with envy.
Pledge on Patreon at any level for VIP access to movie nights. And then besides that, we got all kinds of fun stuff on Patreon. We got Covered Up, we got mixtapes, we got Game That Tune Gems, where we look back at video game music from 30, 20, and 10 years ago. And you help us keep the lights on at the radio station, the 24/7 video game music live stream at twitch.tv/GTT radio. So we super appreciate you guys checking us out there. Special shout out to our absurd fans on Patreon: Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Bradford Stevens, Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Mork, Tasty, Grimmery, Phoenix Tier 2121, Unsaddled Zebra, and Akadar, a fantastic group of patrons that we've got at patreon.com/GameThatTune. Want to once again shout out Acre for the fantastic request. Thank you, Acre. Acre made their request in our Discord server. That's the best place to do it, but you can also email us, GameThatTune@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter at GameThatTune. Find us, make requests. We love getting requests from you guys. Or you can find us individually on Twitter. I am there at JGangsta187. You can find John Regan on Twitter at
Johnny Gunvolt.
You can find Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
And you can find this week's winner, the fucking glorious one, David Fleming, who we're going to make suffer through Green Lantern tomorrow night on movie night, on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
Hell yeah, man. So, David, you got bonus tunes. It's the last thing that you get to enjoy in the next 24 hours or so. So let's hear some fantastic tunes from you.
I like how you say that like I'm not going to go to bed and sleep with my wife next to me. Like,
David, you're going to
be terrible.
You're going to hate it.
So I discovered someone on YouTube called The Legend of Renegade who remixes songs with the Genesis like sound font. And they did a bunch of Mega Man songs. And interestingly, not surprisingly, because of the bass in the song, Skullman from Mega Man 4 on the Genesis is actually really dope. So that's what we're going out with.
Hell yeah, man. Skull, I checked my notes. It's part of a skeleton. It ties into next week's theme. We love you. Peace out, everybody. Hitman is copyright 2016 IO Interactive and Square Enix Company Limited. Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City is copyright 1994 Electronic Arts Incorporated. Twisted Metal is copyright 1995 Sony Interactive Studios. Knockout City is copyright 2021 Electronic Arts Incorporated. Kirby Air Ride is copyright 2003 HAL Laboratory and Nintendo of America Incorporated.
Before I switch us off, are we rating anybody?
I don't know, man. I'm not finding anybody tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll flip this off.
That's the show. Good night.
Good night.